Hello, Michelle. After reading your post, it actually caused me to reflect a lot on my high school experience, to be honest. Because according to Figure 4.3, we had conditional belonging in school, and then it got simply worse because um, in school we didn't have the gifted program. We had the AP courses, the college courses you could take for college credit. Um, but here was the fun thing that happened in our school. This is what caused me to remember. It just made it so much worse. During the time, the teachers were very focused on testing, and this was true. It even still holds true today. Many teachers are still worried about testing. So what the school did, they decided to hold an assessment to figure out what kids should be in what class. Makes sense. But what they did tell the students is they told the students it didn't matter what you got on the test as a way to relieve the pressure. But the teachers and the school staff did not take into account the effects of telling, oh, it won't have any effect on you. So none of the students took it seriously. And so that was very interesting to watch fold out because the teachers realized they made a mistake after the test was done. Because you had high level kids just blowing off the test and low level kids doing, just randomly guessing and getting high scores. So this ended up with the inclusion for every class. And the kids who did fail the test, it was actually quite interesting. So I remember I was taking AP Physics, and AP Physics has a lot of math in it. And I also had a remedial math class. So that was just the hilarious part. It's like, okay, so you're taking college level physics class, but you're also taking remedial math. And so it was just quite hilarious to see it unfold because we went from excluded to the school trying to get a segregated for the students' benefits, paired low level students with low level students, trying to help them out and stuff like that. So I can see how segregated can look like a positive thing, but in reality it's not. They should go for the included or integrated at least to make it more better. But it was a very interesting outcome for that, and I can see that we need to definitely focus on integrating and accepting unconditional belonging because there are going to be students that need extra help. So I can see integrated with conditional belonging being unnecessary, but the ideal condition is the unconditional belonging included. So of course that's the one everyone wants, but technically in real life terms, you're always going to have that weaker group that's going to be excluded. And they're going to need the lower level classes or extra help classes. It's just natural. And I also noticed you discussed about being a gifted in high school. I can actually relate with this because my brother was also gifted too. And it was very interesting to see his place throughout high school because for me, I never really cared about social classes. I just never cared, period. But my brother was more aptitude to the pressure that you had got, where you must succeed, you have to be good, you have to be that. After 3 years of high school, by the fourth year, he was just out of it. He didn't care no more. He didn't want to go to college and just didn't want to do anything because the pressure of you have to be someone important because you are someone important got to him. So I can definitely see the negative effects of placing kids in the gifted and talented class or the summit program, as you mentioned. So I can see how labels can definitely affect the psychology of a student, basically. And that's more or less what I wanted to share. Anyway, great post.